Hey YouTube, Do-It-Yourself Junkie 369 here today. I'm going to be showing you how to smoke a turkey. In this one I have about a 10-pound turkey to smoke. And first thing you got to do is get it out of the wrapping. You want to note the weight. For every pound you're going to cook it for 15 minutes if you're smoking at about 250. And really there's internal temp that you should check on the thighs using a meat thermometer. And a little digital meat thermometer like this won't set you back too much and will keep you from getting food poisoning. Other than that, today I'm using the gas grill so I could do my how to smoke on a gas grill video, and I'm using my Wusthof knives which I sharpen myself. Cutting into the wrapping, you can get by with just a dull knife really if you absolutely had to, but later when I show you how to prep the turkey, you're going to have to skin it a little bit, and that's going to be a problem if you have a dull knife. First step I like to do is I've defrosted the turkey in the refrigerator. It hasn't been sitting out. And now you got to remove the gravy packet if it has one shoved in there. And then also the turkey neck should be in there. And the gizzards. And for me, I'm not doing anything with those, so I guess I could throw the neck out to the dog. In its uncooked form, you can give a turkey neck to a dog. The problem is when you cook it, that makes the bones brittle and dry out, and that's when they'll splinter and cause medical issues for your dog. And then because it's been sitting in some sort of brine while it's packaged, I like to rinse the turkey off. And then just drain it out. It doesn't have to be dry. And then the next step, I'm going to trim off some of this extra skin here. That's not needed. And now you're going to want to skin the turkey. And basically we'll cut this flap of skin here that's holding the legs together. We'll want those to separate out. Put off the extra skin there. And the reason we're skinning this turkey is we're getting the skin peeled back down to about here, and that way we can put some olive oil on it and then put our rub directly on the meat, fold the skin back up, which will protect the meat while it's smoking, and we'll sew that together. So to do that, you're going to want to find the breastbone here and cut directly down onto that. To get started, and this is why you need a sharp knife, because you don't want to rip through the skin, you want to cut it. And you want to stop about an inch above this end, but then on this end you can go all the way to the end of the breastbone and hold the skin up, and there's a membrane in there, and you'll just rake your knife along that. Make sure you don't cut through the skin. And you want to go down all the way down to that thigh area with your skinning. Now that that's done, it's time to add your olive oil, which will keep your turkey moist, and your rub. And I probably added a little bit too much there, but you get the idea. Just coat it all. If you need to, you can rub that in. And then usually I kind of hold the skin back so I can get some spices down next to the thighs. And coat that with rub. And olive oil is also going to kind of provide some moisture so that it sticks. And then I use some toothpicks to sew the skin, stitch the skin back together. You could also use a needle and thread, just whatever works for you. And I kind of do sort of a running style stitch with the toothpick itself. And then kind of hold the skin down, covering the meat. I stick a toothpick in there to hold it in place. And I just continue on using that running style. And another one to hold that in place. And one more to close it up. Now we have it stitched back together with our olive oil and rub on the inside, and it's ready to go out on the grill. Okay, so our grill is set up. It hasn't quite come up to temp yet, but it will. Our turkey's ready to go on there. So basically, you just take your turkey and you put it on the grill. And usually I'll start with like one side facing the heat source, and then I'll rotate it halfway through its cooking. This is a 10-pound turkey, so it's roughly going to be 2.5 hours of cook time. once it comes up to temp. And we want to cook that at about 250, 200 degrees. And that's all there is to it. I'll show you the turkey when I flip it around and when I pull it off the grill. I'll show you what it looks like then. Other than that, there's not much to it. It's mostly in the prep work. If you need to set up how to set up a gas grill or a charcoal grill to smoke your own turkey, go check out one of those videos, whichever grill you need to check out. And I like doing this for Christmas, Thanksgiving and stuff, because you're out here smoking your turkey on this in the middle of winter, and it's not heating up your house, and it's not taking up oven space, so the oven can be used strictly for making casseroles and pies and whatever else you want on Thanksgiving or Christmas. We eat it most every holiday, mainly because we're not too big on ham. So that's a great thing to have, this whole other cooking option. And I think it's tastier than frying, although to be honest, I've only tried one fried turkey and it was in Afghanistan, so not really a good way to judge that. I'll try frying one later and doing a taste comparison, and tastes way better than an oven baked turkey ever will, a smoked turkey will. So this is my go-to holiday cooking style here for the turkey. The other thing is it's a lot safer than frying a turkey. You're not going to end up with third-degree burns because you didn't read the instructions, unless you like turn on your gas grill or something and leave it running and then go, oh man, I forgot to light it, and light it after that whole cavity's filled up with gas. That might be pretty interesting, but I don't know anybody that's that stupid. Now, I didn't do it on this turkey, but if you're planning on making some sort of gravy, what you want to do on the gas grill is place a short aluminum pan to catch drippings directly underneath the turkey, so the turkey will sit open inside that pan, directly on the pan. And basically it'll fill up with some drippings as it cooks, and that those drippings are going to be nice and smoked, so add smoked flavor to your gravy when you make it with those drippings. What you do with the pan on the charcoal grill, so here's your charcoal grill. As you're filling up your bottom grate here for the fire, so you have that pulled out, you're building your fire, making a zone fire, one zone fire over here. Down here you place a container and have some water in it too, and what that water will help do is it'll absorb heat from the fire and more evenly cook the turkey. The other thing is all the drippings from the turkey will drop into where that water is, and it'll create your drippings that you need for your gravy that way. And I like that method a little bit better than the other, just because it keeps the turkey a little bit drier. Not drier in the sense of the meat's dry, but drier as it's not got a whole bunch of dripping fat and oil mess coating the bird, the bottom half of the bird. So that's how you do that on both methods. And then for cooking, usually I just stick the turkey here, and you can place it sideways or long ways, and even though the water's helping cook it more even, I still rotate it halfway through. And then once you're done, you'll take that tray out from either under the bird or under the grate. Be careful with the grate, it'll be hot enough to burn you, so you're going to want some metal tongs of some sort to lift that up out of there, and some oven mitts to grab the tray, the aluminum tray. Take it in and spoon some of that into your gravy as you're making your gravy, and it just adds a whole nother level of that smoky flavor and just makes it so much better. You might have noticed this one, I didn't put a tray on it. One, I don't have a tray because they're throw out. Usually after I'm done cooking the turkey, I throw that tray in the trash. I don't wash it and keep it. I probably should though. It's not really getting used up in any sort of fashion. The other thing is, I'm not making gravy for this turkey. It's going to be used for like one normal meal, and then the rest of it stripped off the carcass and chopped up and used for turkey salad and made into sandwiches to eat at work. Okay, so we're about halfway through smoking this, and you can see it already looks awesome. Now I'm just going to turn it around with my tongs here, and there's a lot of moisture collected in the bottom of the turkey. That's really great for drippings too, if you want to leave that in there and then drain that out afterwards. And that's all there is to it. We'll just close it down and keep it smoking. One thing was the temp was a little bit high here, so I turned down this knob just a little bit to make sure to keep that under 250. And we'll come back in about an hour and 15 minutes and start checking the temp with that thermometer, and I'll give you specific instructions on how to do that at that time. Okay, so it's been 2.5 hours. I'm pretty sure it's done. I've been checking it before now even, and I've got my thermometer here. You're going to want to check down in the thigh. You want it to be at least 175. Make sure you don't touch the bone when you do this. Anyway, to get it off, I just grab it with tongs. Try not to dump any of the juice out if you want to save that for your gravy. And that's all there is to it. Just make sure you turn off your grill. Those pellets will burn themselves out. There's the finished turkey. And hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, hit the subscribe button. And like I said earlier, anything I used in here will be down in the description if you want to buy it. And that's all there is to smoking a turkey. Thanks for watching. And here's what it looks like underneath the skin. And it's really hard to see when you use mesquite, but there is just a faint smoke ring right through there. And it'd be more if it wasn't covered by skin protecting it. But at the same time, it's possible to end up with drier meat if you don't have that skin covering it. So right there, that's the smoke ring. And smoked turkey is one of the few turkeys types that I'll actually eat white meat on. Usually I find white meat too dry.